Hi everybody, welcome to my Stamping with Die YouTube channel. I'm so glad you are joining me today. My name is Diana Gibbs and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I'm in Santan Valley, Arizona. If you are new, well, welcome, and if you've been here before, welcome back. I love to read our comments and find out a little bit more about you and where you're viewing from, and I love the friendships that are growing in my channel. Please make sure to like and share and subscribe so you don't miss when I go live or upload videos. And also, if you want to turn on your notifications, that way YouTube will let you know when I go live or upload. If you want to see something in particular, just let me know and I'll do the best I can. So today is my die shorts, and I do these on Friday, and I have the cutest card to share with you today, and it is a it's Halloween themed, but not necessarily Halloween, so I hope you will enjoy it. And I think that's all I have to blab about, so let's get started. Okay, first let me show you the pieces that we're going to be using today. And I'm going to be using the Parakeet Party cardstock. And I've done the same fold as I did the other day with the cute little mouse. But if you are new, let me give you the dimensions for this. So what I did was I put my cardstock on my Simply Scored, and I scored it at 2 3/4. And then I scored it at 8 1/4, and then I just cut it in half. So the full-size paper is 11 inches by 4 1/4. So by scoring the whole sheet, I only have to score one time and then just cut it once, and then I have two pieces, two cards. All right, so we'll get this scored. So, like I said the other day, I don't really know what this is called, but it kind of reminds me of like a bureau, or maybe it's double door. I really don't know, but I love this fold so much. So that's what we're doing. We also have some of the black and white DSP, and this is so cool. So it's black and white on one side, black and gray on the other. So I'm going to be using that as well as a piece for the inside. All right, so let's kind of get stamping. Now I am going to be using my Stampin' Up! Jig. Now this is something that is old. Stampin' Up! Doesn't carry this anymore. So I think though, if you have stamped for any length of time, you probably have one of these in your stash. And just because I want to get everybody placed where they need to be, that's why I'm using it today. All right, so let's see here. I'm also using the By My Side stamp set, Best Witches, A Grandkid, and Glad We're Friends. So I have all my little pieces stamped on my sheet. So I want to first start with my greeting, just so that I can get it on the card, because I can always adjust all my other pieces, but I want to make sure my greeting is in the right spot. And then I just have to make sure when I move that, I don't move this, because the jig's not holding it. All right, so this is from that stamp set, A Grandkid. It has got so many cute sayings, and I don't know if you have somebody in your life that is very unique. That's what I find with me. I like the word unique more than weird, because I always consider myself a weird kid growing up, but now as an adult I'm like, okay, I'm just kind of unique. So I kind of like saying that better. So this card is for that unique person that you have in your life, and you'll see when we get going. All right, so I have the cute little girl here. Now this is the little, I like to call her the John Lennon glasses little girl, because she's got those cute round little glasses. So we're going to put her off to the side. And this just a tad. There we go. And I'm just inking them up back, like upside down, so I can see that I've got them good and inked. Okay, so she's there. Then I'm also going to use the little Best Witches, but I just want the cauldron. Now we have the new masking paper in the catalog, so you can mask things you don't want to get ink on. There's like so many uses for it. And I have just, you know, tore it into a few different sizes, and because I just want the cauldron. Now I could cover up the witch first with the masking tape and take it off, but I've inked her up a few times, so I don't want there to be like a ghost on there. And so I'm just going to take the masking tape paper and peel it. Of course I ripped the seam. There we go. And I'm going to cover up the witch that has ink on it, so that when I ink up my cauldron, or when I stamp my cauldron, it's just going to be, whoops, I threw the wrong piece away. It's going to be just the cauldron. So you just want to be careful you don't take any of the cauldron away. Peel, peel, peel. Throw away this non-sticky one. And I'm just putting that on there. So now when I ink this up, or not ink it, but stamp it, now let me get my jig, because I just want my cauldron. I need 6 hands for this one. All right. Put my jig. All right. And then stamp my cauldron. So now I have just the cauldron, and then I just peel these off, because see all the ink that would have went on my card. Okay, I also want, and I'm going to do the same thing, I also want, because my little girl, she has a puppy, so he's also going to be part of the card. So I want my puppy to be about here. Put this back. So I'm going to use the masking papers again. Now if you want, if you didn't want to do all this masking, you could simply cut all these out and make your scene that way. But I liked that it was just one. It's going to pretty much be one layer, like not a bunch of things sticking out. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing. So I have my little boy. Peel, peel, peel. Stick, stick, stick. Cover a little boy. Now he's a little easier because he's a little further away from the dog than the girl was from the cauldron. All right, so now we're going to stamp our little dog. So I love the masking paper because you can do so many things with it. So now we have our cute little dog. Cute! Let's set that aside. Alright, let's see, what else do I want to stamp? I have some scrap paper. I always keep scrap paper on my desk. And I also want, from the Glad We're Friends, I want the kitty. And I'm going to stamp her twice. So this card, like I was saying, when you see how cute she is, she's just a cute little girl. She likes to play dress up and have fun and use her imagination. And I wish kids were more like that. I feel like, you know, so many kids now, they don't have to use their imagination because they have it right there at their fingertips on their phone or their tablets or whatever. I love watching, we have new neighbors that have moved in and they have 8 kids, and I love listening to them play in the yard, and they get homeschooled, so I don't know if that's part of the reason, but they are always using their imagination out there, and they play dress up, and it is so fun. All right, so let's see here. So let's get everything colored. So I stamped with a Memento because I am going to use the Stampin' Blends. So I want to get started here. All right, so I'm just going to like color, like crazy. All right, let me get adjusted one more time. Okay, there we go. Is that better? Okay, so we go light Flirty Flamingo in our ear holes of our kitty. We also want to put some cheeks on our frog. We have to put some cheeks on our little girl, and that is as much as I would. If you're making multiples of this card, I would just focus on one card at a time. You wouldn't want to do a whole bunch of blending, like a whole bunch of Flirty Flamingo on a bunch of cards and then go back and blend. Now this is dark petal pink, because you still want the color to be able to be blendable, and if you do it a whole bunch, it really soaks into the paper, and then you're not getting, you know, those blended colors like you may want. So I usually do just one card at a time. All right, and then this is light petal pink to finish off her face, give that little glow there. We also want, so I'm just gonna grab a bunch of different colors. All right, so we have light gray granite. So I'm just going to put a shadow around, so that, because since this is just stamped on one piece of paper, we still want to visually make it look like there's some dimension there, it's popping off the page. So by doing some, you know, a little bit of shadowing first, we can do that. And I like to do it first. Sometimes I forget, but then you don't have a whole bunch of color going on to mess with your eye. All right, we also want, let's do her little glasses. Now she is a fun girl, she's very unique. So she's going to have a pair of parakeet glasses. So this is the dark parakeet. And I also want some dark parakeet on my frog as well. I also want some here. So I'm going like this. So it looks like this writing is coming out of the cauldron. Then we'll take our light parakeet and finish it up. So this is also why I chose the parakeet cardstock, so that my card went along with my coloring. All right. Cute, cute, cute. Let's see, what else do we need to color? We also need to color the kitty's crown. So I'm going light Cajun Craze, and you've seen me use these combinations before. Light Cajun Craze. I also want to color my fire, that same kind of gold that the crown is. So we have light Cajun. Then we go dark daffodil, and I'm coming right into the tip of that Cajun just to kind of soften those lines. Oops, I got that. Every once in a while I'll get like my arm will, like it has a life of its own and just kind of jerk. So I just got a little bit of a jerk right there, but you won't see it when I color the wood. All right. We also want, let's see what else I want to color. We're going to color the little girl's hair. So again, she's got some fun colors happening, and I'm going to color her hair Freesia and Highland Heather. So we're going to start with the light, fresh Freesia. She's so cute no matter what color her hair is. And I'm ignoring the bird right now, and you will see why when I'm done. All right, so there's the light, fresh Freesia. And let's see, I also want to take the light, fresh Freesia, and I want to go over the word fun. All right, let's see what else we need to do here. We're going to take dark Highland Heather, and I have used the Freesia and the Highland before together, and I love the combination. So I'm just adding some dark, and my dark Highland is just about at its end. It kind of gets a little bit of strength when I leave it alone. All right, so that's dark Highland. And then I will take my dark Freesia and just add a little bit more here and there to her hair as well. And doesn't that look cute with that purple hair? Oh, she is so stinking cute. All right, I do need to not forget, I forgot her legs. I always do that. All right, hang on a minute. Let me do her little hands and her little legs. So I'm just gonna take that flirty and just put a little bit, and then the dark to finish that off. There we go. Okay, let's do the puppy. So our puppy is going to be 3 different colors. So 6, 4, and 3. So we'll start with 6. So start with the highest number, and then that is the lighter, and then work your way down, because the high numbers are the lightest and the lower numbers are the darkest. So that's how I'm trying to keep myself remembering that. All right, so 600. We're also going to use the 600 for the wood as well. All right, then the next number would be 4 to add a little bit of a shadow on our puppy. On his belly, up his leg, just a little bit, and we'll put a little bit on the wood as well. And then we'll finish our pup with number 300, and I want our puppy to have some kind of spots on him. So I just put a few little spots, and we'll put a little bit on the wood as well. All right, I also want to take my dark fresh Freesia, and let's put a little bit in those bubbles inside there. I also want my light parakeet, and we're going to put a little bit here, and light pumpkin. And you'll go, you haven't used pumpkin. Oh, but I will. All right, so we're going to do the same here. So I'm just kind of emphasizing some of these, the words like smart, fun, sweet, wonderful. Just kind of emphasize some of those words. All right, so let's color our little girl's dress and the cauldron. So again, I'm going to use colors that I've been kind of using already. I'm also going to do the little cat. So we want a little bit of the black here, here. Now this is the light basic black. I do not use it very often because it is really, really dark. So I am just using it just barely. And then I will blend it out. So I'm going to blend it out with the smoky slate. So this is the dark smoky. kitty cat. Oh, but you know what? I want to do it on this one. Hang on a second. So we're just going to repeat just what I did on here. So, flirty ears. Black, black, black. And smoky. Because I want the crown on that one. Right. And then the smoky. And then we'll put a little bit of light smoky. Just to get our cat done. Alright, so our cat is done. Alright, so let's go back to our little girls. We want our dark smoky so that we can blend out a little bit of that black and then just softens that edges. So don't go all the way into the black, or you might as well not use it. Just kind of do just the tips of it. So it just softens the very edge. So this was dark smoky. And then light smoky right here. Light smoky. So I'm just going around a circle. And then let's take our dark gray granite and finish that up. And we'll take a little light gray granite. So the dress, the cauldron, they just have a bunch of like kind of gray colors in there. All right. And her sleeves. Super fun. Okay, so let's see. I think I have all of that colored. Now I just want to put a little bit of eyeshadow on our frog. So I'm going to take my light Highland and put a little bit, and then my light Frisia. And that's just going to give our little frog, like, they've got some, not mascara, eyeshadow on or whatever. Okay, so that looks good. Let's see, what else do I need? I think I'm done with these. Excuse the noise while I put that away. All right, so we are gonna do some trimming here. I also want this. Now this is from the Everyday, oh my gosh, Celebrate Every Day. And that's that Hostess DSP. That's where I got these little white pumpkins. But I want my pumpkin to have some color. So I'm just taking my pumpkin pie blend. So there's that pumpkin that I said I was going to use when I highlighted the word. I also want to add a little color to the stem. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of trimming. So I am going to cut my pumpkin out, and I'm barely leaving a little black border. I mean, hardly at all. So this is such cute paper. This is the paper that has the stripes on the back. So I was like, oh, don't use all that paper because I need some of that striped paper for your guts packet for August. So did you see the goodies and the gut choices for August with a qualifying order, which is $75 in the month? That's easy to do. Order $75 before tax and shipping in the month on my store, and you can pick a goodies or a guts packet. If you order $150, you get both. So there is a video that shows exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so let's get our little frog. So we'll cut our little frog out. So he is so fun, and I always like, he's the side-eye frog because he just has this look about him that He's just like, ribbit, ribbit, what are you talking about? So with my card, I want it to look like everybody is having fun, and they're dressing up. They're just having a fun time. The little girl's playing with her pets and herself. And that's why I said it's not necessarily, it doesn't have to be a Halloween card. I did not pick a Halloween saying. I put the cauldron in there for fun, but you could totally switch that out. You could put a birthday cake there. You know, if you wanted to make a birthday cake for a fun little girl in your family, you could. I just thought the cauldron was kind of fun. All right, so let's see. I'm almost done with the frog. And I was going to speed the video up when I cut out, but I thought, well, just in case I mentioned something and then it's gone. All right, so we've got our frog cut out, our pumpkin. Now we have our kitty. So with our kitty, we have this one with the crown. So this one, I just want the crown. So we are cutting this off, just like that. That's why I stamped two kitties, because I wanted a crown and I wanted a kitty. So the crown is kind of small, so you just spin it around in the scissors. So hopefully you have something fun planned for this weekend. Jeff's had some days off, so it always gets me confused. So he was off yesterday, so I kept thinking yesterday was Saturday. All right, there's our crown. And then we need our little kitty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut on our kitty. I'm going to cut it this way, because what I want to do is I want just the ears, and you'll see why in a minute. So I want just the ears. So I have lots of paper. That's why I say I always have scrap on my table. Because sometimes I'll get an idea in my head, like I did yesterday while I was uploading a video that was taking forever and a day. And I thought, oh, I'm just going to work on my dies shorts card. And it's probably going to be longer than some of my die shorts. But this card is totally worth it. Okay. So I had so much fun coming up with this card. All right, so we have all our pieces. So let's put our card together. So we have this on the inside. So we've got this on the inside. And then, so a grand kid, it has an outside stamp, and then it has like an inside stamp that you can use with it, because it has the same font. So I want to use that on the inside. So on the outside we say, so smart, so fun, so sweet, and so wonderful. On the inside it says, we must be related. So let me show you a little trick. Since this is a rubber stamp, sometimes it's hard to tell how good you get that sticker on there, or how well you've mounted them on a block. So what I do is I use my grid sheet and I stamp it first, and then I can see that it's a little off. So then I know when I ink it up and on the real card, I just need to bring that right side up just a tad to straighten it out. So I just look through the block at my sticker and I know up just a bit. And then we're nice and straight. Alright. So there's the inside. Now if you want, I could put another frog in there. I mean, because there's you know, other things I could stick in there, but I'm just going to leave it like that. That way I can put a note. Who would you send this card to? Who in your family or your friends are so unique and you feel so blessed to have them in your life? I'm sure we all have that person. They could be unique in so many different ways. They could be weird like me, I know. That's just me. Or they could be unique in other ways. Like maybe it's that person that is a great baker and is constantly bringing you over treats that they're trying. There could be so many other reasons why they are that special individual. So just sit down and think about that sometime. Who in your life is like that? My BFF, she lives in Pennsylvania, and she has the biggest heart ever. All right, so I just put some little dimensionals because I do want to pop this up. Now I didn't put any ribbon or anything. I was going to, and then I have these lines here. So already visually we have a lot of motion going on the front. So I didn't want to add a ribbon, you know, on the front of that. We're putting this together here like this. So we only want to attach our card on this side of the cardstock. So I'm putting my seal over here, and I'm just making sure to stay within here so I don't get any adhesive up here and no adhesive over here. And then that way, this cute little girl, she is just attached to the one side of the card. So let's finish her. She is not done by no means. All right, so let's get all our fun little pieces. So she has her little frog, and I'm just using the Tombow glue. This is just what's in the catalog. I just stuck it in a little container, which makes it a little easier to squish out. I'm gluing it right to the card because we're covering up the bird. So she's holding in her hand this frog, and I want to cover up the bird. So that's why I put the frog right on there. Oh, but I forgot his crown. Hold on a minute. Am I going to be able to stick that back there? Yep. All right. I forgot his crown. Or her crown. Doesn't matter. All right. So I'll put a little glue dot. I forgot about the crown. All right. So the crown goes back there. So our frog has a crown. So maybe maybe she's pretending that she's making her crown prince. So our little crown goes on there. I also want her, she's dressed up as a kitty cat. So this is going to go on her head like a headband. I'm also going to just glue that right to the card with the green tip glue. Tap, tap, tap. Just because it's pretty thin. So she's got her little cute headband on with the kitty ears. Isn't that so fun? I kept going back and forth. Let me show you the other one I cut out. And then this was what gave me the idea to put the crown on the frog, because I was like, do I give her a crown? And then I just couldn't decide, and I'm like, no, I think I just want her to be a cat. So, and then I thought, oh my gosh, what if I put the crown on the frog? And that was hilarious. And then I thought, you know what? Our dog, he needs to dress up. So that's where this little guy comes from. So he's got a little pumpkin on his head. And I'm going to put this on with dimensionals, because if we see the dog head a little bit behind, that's okay. So he's got that little pumpkin on his head. So stinking cute. Oh my gosh. Isn't that hilarious? All right. Now the last thing I want to do to the card is I want to take the fine tip glue. Now this is in the catalog too. I've just put it in, you know, one of these bottles as well. I have a few of them, and I just put, this is alcohol in that one, so the malty. I just put a different just name what's on there. So this is the fine tip glue. Now a few years ago we had something called Crystal Effects, and the fine tip glue is basically like Crystal Effects, but it's thinner, you know, but it works like a glue, but it also works like Crystal Effects. So what I want to do is I want to take my glue, and you don't want to shake it because it gets bubbles in it, and we're going to simply squirt it on the little girl's glasses, and then this is where it is like the Crystal Effect. So now when this dries, it takes a little bit longer to dry. Just set it aside, and I'll bring one over that's all the way dry, and I just set it aside. If you want, you could put a couple little dots on the frog's belly. It's really up to you how much you want to use it, but you want to lay it flat to dry. So what I do is I usually put it off to the side, away from anything, because you will forget that that is wet, and next thing you know, you set something on it and you glue whatever to it. So let me bring this one over. This one is done. It's all the way dry, and can you see her glasses? See how shiny her glasses are? Isn't that so fun? And that's just the fine tip glue. So here's the inside of that one. So it doesn't take too long. I mean, I did this one a little while ago. You don't want to be sticking your finger in it. I would give it a good day's dry. Oh, and I forgot the champagne. So I'll do that later. I don't want to mess with that one that's drying. I just used the champagne rhinestone basic jewels, and I gave the crown some jewels. I also added a little bit of gel pen, of course. But anyways, so isn't that so cute? So isn't that the cutest little card? Oh my gosh. When all of it just was kind of coming together, it just got cuter and cuter. And so hopefully you will give that a try. And I love mixing and matching my stamp sets to make scenes and use them in different ways than maybe no one had thought about. And definitely the little cat ears on that girl look adorable. All right, so let me know what you're up to this weekend. Let me know who would you give this card to. There's got to be somebody in your life that would just enjoy this card. And I know, I keep looking at it. It's gonna go behind me because I just have to see it every day. So have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you so much for spending time with me this week. I really appreciate it. Have a good weekend, and I will see you Monday for my Mimeograph Monday with a twist. That's 3 o'clock Arizona time, same channel. All right, bye for now.